Save up to $10,260 on Titan XD. See Star Wars The Last Jedi now playing.
Big play right here.
Shotgun snap, drop straight back to throw. Fires going. Touchdown!
This year, we're not just the 2017 Bengals. This year, we're every Bengal that ever was. This year, our team turns 50. And ask anyone who's ever been there to witness a moment turn momentous. It's not the same if you're not at the game.
Cast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Here we go. LB. Right out. Woo!
Hey, sweet little angel, you light up the darkest night. Your love tight, you're able, and you just might fly.
Dan Bailey field goals for the Dallas Cowboys. One Jimmy Graham touchdown. 9-7 game at the half, and the Seahawks will get it here to start the second half. The loser is out of the playoff picture. The winner has hope. The winner of this game would have to win next week and then hope for an Atlanta loss at home to Carolina to get in. You look at the first half stats and the total yards. I mean, there's no comparison, but it's just a 2-point game. Big turnover by Dez Bryant, led to 7. Will take a knee. Aaron Andrews, what did you learn?
Well, let's start with Jason Garrett and his offense and talk to him about the way they were able to run the ball. He said, I was very happy with the way we were able to do it. He missed it. He said we were able to get those 4, 5, 6-yard runs. I did ask him about the fact that we've seen Dez be frustrated over here and maybe get him a little bit more involved in the offense. Jason stayed away from it and said, I like what we're doing here. We're going to tire this Seattle defense out, and that's what we hope. He also said we have to keep playing Russell Wilson inside this pocket. Don't allow him to have any of those bootleg runs, Joe.
Aaron, thanks from the 25. Handoff is to Davis. A nice spin move and turned what could have been a loss into a gain of 5.
Great job by Davis, like you said. Justin Britt, he had his hands full, and Davis, as soon as he gets a handoff, he's got to try to come underneath pressure, and turned into a nice play. But you look at this game, obviously Seattle didn't do much offensively. They were able to come away with the touchdown when they got down in there, and that certainly was a difference for them. But just no big plays for really either team down the field. Yards have been hard to come by in terms of big chunks.
Wilson, good protection underneath, finds his back Davis, and Davis has got a first down. Gain of 6.
So the guy they like to use typically some of those types of things is J.D. McKissick as far as the receiver. Of course, Davis, he's just checking out and he gets the ball and picks up the first down. But McKissick is a guy who gives them a real element as a receiver.
Here's Davis again. Nothing there. Wilson was there. First guy was Lawrence. Collins in on the stop as well, and a loss of 2.
That's a great job by this Cowboys defense, and you know, the one thing that they are really consistent doing is playing with great effort. And you hear it time after time from people when they're covering the Cowboys and Rod Marinelli's defense, how hard they play. He preaches it every day, and they've shown that throughout the last 3 weeks. They've played some pretty good football after giving up over 500 yards in their last loss to the LA Chargers.
Wilson setting up a screen. That was sniffed out by Lee. One of the smarter linebackers in the game. Sean Lee came through. Davis was knocked for a loss of 8.
He's just a step ahead of everybody else, and you're going to see right here how well he does reading it and then breaking on the ball. And they have no chance to pick him up.
Now 3rd and 20 as a result. Underneath, long way to go for Davis, and he won't come close.
It's pretty remarkable when you think about the last few games and even today, how many 3rd and longs they've had. I think last week against the Rams, they had 3rd and 15 or more about 5 different times, and the first half wasn't a whole lot different. A lot of long situations, and there they are faced 3rd and 20 and just not giving yourself a chance.
Switzer waits for the punt from Ryan. And a fair catch, hauled in around the 24-yard line. 41-yard punt. Cowboys have it up 2.
Is a story. Behind every story is the reason for transparency.
In your life, you're the quarterback, and your truck is your offensive line. Better make it the new 2018 Ford F-150. So powerful it moves the things you need moved. So smart it can detect the things you can't detect. And so tough it never, ever throws in the towel. Hut, hut, gunslinger. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar. And it's proud to bring you the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week on NFL.com.
Presents for them, Kohl's cash for you.
Kohl's, give joy, get joy.
Get 2 Whopper sandwiches now for only $6. Only at Burger King.
Joy, I want a rabbit. What about you?
Well, I won an iPhone. Make sure you get that on Verizon. It's the most awarded network ever. And if anyone asks, I want a bigger train next year.
Give the gift of iPhone 8 and get one on us.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you?
Grande flat white, please.
Make that 2.
I got this.
No, you don't.
I got this. I got this.
You want to spread a little joy? We've got an easier way to do it. Now you can tap to pay with Visa at Starbucks this holiday season.
The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
In the end zone, touchdown!
Thursday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on FS1.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
For Ezekiel Elliott, who had a good first half in his first game back from the suspension. See where he is. Most rush yards per game over the first 2 seasons behind Dickerson and Portis. Ezekiel Elliott, when he's going good and this offensive line is rolling, they will wear down the opposition in the second half. Broke 1 tackle and picked up 3. Knocked down by Bobby Wagner.
Well, we see on that first down play, they go 2 tight end package, and it's a running formation and personnel grouping, and it gives Dez Bryant one-on-one on the outside and press coverage. And hey, I'm just telling you, if you're a great receiver and you can throw the football in this league and you get that look, you have to take advantage of it. You have to take that shot.
Prescott comes off and throws high, picked, and walking to the end zone is Coleman. Seattle on top. And into the Salvation Army kettle goes Justin Coleman. And a flag for the celebration at the end of it. But that's his 2nd pick for a touchdown this season.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Seattle, number 28. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff, 15 yards.
What's ironic about it, Joe, is Justin Coleman is the guy who took took Dak Prescott off of Dez Bryant. He's the one who starts to get underneath that comeback. And so Dak gets off of that, and then he's there in a position when the overthrow happens to Zeke Elliott to intercept it and return it for the touchdown.
He was traded from the Patriots beginning of the season. A late ad right before the opening game, and he's got 2 picks for 2 touchdowns. This one the biggest, as it puts Seattle on top early second half. Up and in he goes. Up by 5 go the Seahawks.
Hey, man gets this, cut to this. Don't sweat it, because when it comes to work, Ford Commercial Vehicles can take it and bring it and flat out work it. You might say they're wired for success. Ford Trucks and Vans, year after year, America's best-selling line of commercial vehicles.
It's Ford Commercial Vehicle season. Get these great savings on a 2017 Ford Transit cargo van.
19 men attacked our country. The 12 of you will be the first ones to fight back.
Chances are we aren't all gonna make it out of this one.
If we don't take that city, World Trade Center's just the beginning.
Our boys are gonna ride into battle on horseback.
It's a hell of a thing we do, isn't it? Love your family and leave them to go to war.
All right.
I'll follow you anywhere.
Hey, where the hell did those come from?
Oh, God. 12 Strong, the declassified true story of the horse soldiers. Rated R.
This is electricity. This is a power plant. This is Tim Barkholtz.
That's me.
This is something he's researching at ExxonMobil, using fuel cells to capture carbon emissions at power plants.
This is the potential.
Reducing CO2 emissions by up to 90%, while also producing more power.
This could be big.
Energy lives here.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
What makes the perfect holiday beer? More taste, only 96 calories. And maybe an ugly sweater. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
Well, a big play by Justin Coleman. 14 points off turnovers by the Dallas Cowboys. And the Seattle Seahawks lead it now by 5 because of the penalty on Coleman for the celebration, doing what Ezekiel Elliott did last year, jumping into that Salvation Army kettle. They have to kick from their own 20. Ryan Switzer should have a chance to return it as Walsh boots it away. Just inside the 10 to the 35. Let's go back to the interception and touchdown.
You can see Justin Coleman. He plays this perfectly. He's here, and you don't know if he's in man coverage or in zone coverage, and it's going to be zone. He's going to work underneath the out route, gets Dak Prescott off of it, and then he's got eyes back into the quarterback, and he makes a heck of a play on the ball. And that's just a great job by a corner understanding, or the slot corner understanding his assignment and where he needs to be. And of course, the errant throw is what ultimately is the damaging blow to the Cowboys. And you know, this jump in the kettlebell, these players, they can't help themselves. It's unbelievable. So you set the Cowboys up now with pretty good field position because of a knucklehead play.
From the 35. Elliott gets tripped up. That play was made by Frank Clark. And a gain of 1 as a result.
Take that shit back over there.
Well, as I've talked about, Joe, that this Cowboys offense, big plays in the passing game have been hard to come by. They're near the bottom of the league when it comes to completions of 20 yards or more. I really expected to see some shots because you know what you're going to get every snap when you play the Seattle defense, and it's one-on-one.
Prescott had to pull it down and now has to launch it for Beasley. A lot of contact and a flag.
That might be on Beasley. I'm not so sure. Beasley is...
The call is against Seattle, Troy. But I saw what you saw. There was a lot going on from both sides on that.
Yeah. Pass interference. Defense, number 28. The ball in place is spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
I mean, Justin Coleman gets his head around.
Yeah, I think the initial contact before he gets turned, he's into the body there. but yeah, I just saw Beasley's arms around his neck.
Mike Pereira is with us. Mike, do you like that call? Judgment call, obviously.
You know, Troy, you're right. He plays into him before he really was truly making a play in the ball, but offense suspect too. I'd like to leave that alone and not call anything.
It's a big penalty, 43 yards on the pass interference by Coleman, who just had that interception for the touchdown. Prescott gets hit from behind and dropped. And the play is made by Dion Jordan, his 3rd sack of the year.
Well, with Tyron Smith on the sidelines and Byron Bell stepping in at left tackle, one-on-one, and Jordan able to defeat his man and get in on Prescott and get him to the ground. I tell you, this Seattle defense, they've gotten the takeaways, but they've been awfully tough once the Cowboys have gotten down to this part of the field.
Elliott carries, waits, drives to the 21. 3rd down coming up. Play made by Michael Bennett, and there's Tyron Smith, who lasted 1 series on offense before his right knee flared up again. That was injured as he sprained his LCL late in the game in the 3rd quarter last Sunday night in Oakland.
He's battled through a lot of injuries in recent years. He's fought through the back. He's had the knee, like you said, and
groin and a hip. 3rd down and 10. Prescott is sacked again. Shaq Griffin, the rookie. And he comes out of there with his 1st sack of the year, and it's big.
Off the slot, and they don't see it. Pressure off the edge once again over there on Byron Bell at left tackle, and as Prescott steps up, Shaq Griffin's there to take him down. Good coverage across the board by this Seattle defense.
And another field goal try here for Dan Bailey. 44 yards this time. Now flags in the secondary.
Too many men. Defense lined up in formation. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
All that does is make the field goal try 5 yards closer and turn it into a 39-yard try.
Tell Pete not happy about it regardless.
This to make it a 2-point game. Bailey, 4 for 4. Eight and a half left, 3rd quarter.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Suede Durango jacket, ball sling, blow, Bronx is only Django. Snap be a golfer stopper, that's where my props go. That's where my props went. See my percentages are
This woman approached me out of nowhere. She wants me to find a passenger.
In the bathroom, there is $100,000. That money is yours if you do this one little thing. Someone on this train does not belong. All you have to do is find them.
I am not going to do this.
No one forced you to take that money.
If I identified him, someone on this train's going to kill him. What do you want from me?
The Commuter, rated PG-13, January 12th.
Being a location scout, my office is on my back. The less stuff I have to carry, the better. With Service Pro, I have one device that does everything. Technology has really changed how I do this job. On Pacific Rim Uprising, our characters are 250 feet tall. Where in the heck are you gonna land this big robot? pulled up a satellite image, and there is like a giant bullseye. Robots here. I feel very proud of what I bring to the screen. I have the greatest job in the world.
Captain Steve. Captain Dave.
LA to Vegas premieres January 2nd on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by the 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
I guess the biggest stat of the game so far in this quarterback comparison is that last number, bottom line far right. The interception for the touchdown thrown by Dak Prescott. Justin Coleman got it. Put the Seahawks on top by 5. The lead is now 2 after Bailey hit his 4th field goal of the game. And now Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense will try to get something going because they really haven't been able to do much against the Dallas defense yet. The drive will start at the 25. We keep talking about this being a virtual playoff game. I'm Joe Buck with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. I think the best thing I can say about this game right now, it's close. It's about this has been ugly.
It's been a tough game. Seattle's got all of 53 yards of total offense, and and then the Cowboys, of course, they've moved the ball better, but they've had to settle for field goals. And I always felt as a player that each time we had to settle for a field goal down in that part of the field, we were that much closer to losing a football game. And and that's kind of what's happened here in this game. Is Dallas has dominated statistically, but don't have a whole lot to show for it.
Here's Davis now on first down. Brought down by Sean Lee after a gain of 5.
What's interesting is neither offense has a play of 20 yards in this game. As I said, Seattle basically has no yards whatsoever, but neither team's been able to get the ball down the field.
Davis gets spun around, 3rd and short coming up. Gain of 2 that time, and Anthony Hitchens, a free agent to be. One of a couple of big ones on this Dallas defense, the other one being DeMarcus Lawrence. There for the stop. Here's 3rd and 3.
This is one of maybe the best situation Seattle's had today. They haven't had many. At 3rd and 3, most of their third downs have been 3rd and long to 3rd and real long.
And they're 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Here's Davis, there's Lee, and that's 6 straight defensive stops by Dallas on 3rd down. There isn't a difference maker on any defense bigger than Sean Lee. When he's healthy, this defense is pretty good.
That's a great play by both these linebackers. Sean Lee, he plays through the man. He's able to get to him, and then Hitchens is there to finish him off. And that's just a great job on 3rd and 3 by this Cowboys defense to force a punt.
Dallas has had 8 tackles for a loss already, and Lane guilty of a false start.
False start. Offense, number 20. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
For Sean Lee, just to put numbers to it, he's been injured. Bad groin, bad hamstring. With him in the 9 games, the Cowboys are 7-2, 18 points per game allowed. Without him, 1-4, 30 points per game allowed. It's not that simple, but he is a difference maker. Good punt. Ryan ended up on his back. He slipped. And here's Switzer, the rookie, out of bounds near the 30. An 11-yard return after a 54-yard punt, and number 50, Sean Lee, made that last play.
What are you asking Santa for?
I want a rabbit.
Hey, Thomas. That's not how you get a rabbit. If you want a rabbit, you ask for a pony, and then let them work you back down.
What if Aunt Joy wants the new iPhone?
You make this your final offer. Ask for it on Verizon. It's the most awarded network ever. That's why more people count on it.
I'd like a giant singing rabbit and a rocket ship, please.
She's a shrewd businesswoman.
Give the gift of iPhone 8 and get one on us with Verizon Unlimited, only on the best network.
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this?
Can you add a vacuum to that order?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol.
At Taco Bell, the dollar gets you access to more. Like the new $1 stacker with lavish layers of seasoned beef and melty cheese. But how can all these layers only cost $1? Something's not stacking up. Is the $1 stacker reserved for a secret society? Or just anyone with $1? The answer is yes.
Hey, man gets this, cut to this. Don't sweat it, because when it comes to work, Ford Commercial Vehicles can take it and bring it and flat out work it. You might say they're wired for success. Ford Trucks and Vans, year after year, America's best-selling line of commercial vehicles.
It's Ford Commercial Vehicle season. Get these great savings on a 2017 Ford Transit cargo van.
911, what's your emergency?
I can help you.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. Best gifts on the best network.
That top bar of the Fox box, you see the day for Dak Prescott. He's been under pressure a lot. He has been hit 7 times. Hit hard.
There's that look I was talking about earlier, the one-on-one with the press corner.
And that'll be an easy 5 against Seattle.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's the second one on Michael Bennett in the game. Here's the day for Dak Prescott. He got hit a lot early in this game before they established Zeke Elliott.
I'll tell you, Joe, some of those hits, I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes, but a few of those hits are big-time hits, and he certainly feels them, and he's been hit a lot in this game, as we just showed. He's been hit a lot this season. Some of those are coming, of course, when he's running with the football.
Here's Elliott on 1st and 5 and turned it into a positive play. Difference in the game is still the pick 6 thrown by Prescott. His 4th pick 6 of the season. He had none a year ago. His first 24 games in the NFL. The numbers were off the charts. 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Over the last 6 without Elliott, 5 touchdowns, 7 picks coming in. Dez Bryant one-on-one at the top again. Elliott over the left side gets to the edge, trying to get a block. Bryant involved in the block. And they're going to mark Elliott half a yard short of a first down. Bobby Wagner out there to make the tackle.
Yeah, that's a play a week ago Bobby Wagner doesn't make. And you know, he clearly was hampered against the Rams and could not run sideline to sideline, and that is such a big part of his game, is his speed. And I know in talking with Pete Carroll on the field before the game, he really felt the difference in this game today, unlike a week ago, is having both of those linebackers, getting KJ Wright back, having a healthy Bobby Wagner. Held up pretty well.
Here's Elliott cutting back, first down. Troy Elliott has been involved and on the field in 40 of the 46 plays the Dallas Cowboys have run. So much for easing him in.
Well, they did not ease him in, and he had 15 carries in the first half, which tied a career high. So as far as waiting to see what kind of shape he was in, you just knew it. There's too much at stake. Like you said, this is a playoff game for both teams. There's no point in resting anybody.
Loser is out of the playoff picture. Winner has hope. Play action from Prescott. He has to spin out of a sack. 2 of them. Throws to the sideline. Bryant with a diving catch. Called inbounds inside the 25.
Well, they wanted hard play action. Take a look and see if he's in. I think he was all the way. He's got possession. Does he maintain the ball through the catch? And sure appears that he does. But initially, great coverage by Seattle. The Cowboys go hard play action. They want to take a shot. Seattle covered him up, but it was because of Dak getting outside the pocket that freed Bryant for the catch.
Elliott back in there, and he's wrapped up in the backfield by Jaron Reed. A loss of 2 on that play. That 33-yard completion. The longest play of this game to Dez Bryant, and that is one of those game-changing plays that the Cowboys have been looking for and haven't been getting much from 88.
Yeah, and they had the pass interference, earlier that set up points. Now, what do the Cowboys do with it? It's hard in this league to score a lot of points when you don't get big plays. And that's the first one they really got outside of the pass interference. They've been unable to finish them off, though, down here.
Prescott over the middle, off the hands of Bryant, another interception. KJ Wright.
I couldn't tell if Jaron Reed got a hand on the ball, Joe, or if he did, it's understandable. The ball's behind Bryant, but if he didn't, this was just not a good throw. No, he doesn't get his hands on it. The ball's behind Bryant. He tries to come back and get a catch, but in the air, middle of the field, more times than not, that ball's intercepted.
That is the 3rd turnover by the Dallas Cowboys in this game. And this opportunistic defense, which got only 4 games from Cliff Averill before a neck injury, 9 games from Richard Sherman before an Achilles injury, 9 games from Cam Chancellor before a neck injury, has taken it away 3 times.
Well, sometimes when you're throwing the ball at that distance to guys on crossing routes, sometimes as a quarterback you expect the guy to hook up. Sometimes you expect the guy to stay on the run. And if both the receiver and the quarterback aren't always on the same page, you have some problems. I'm not saying that that's what happened there. Could have, but that should not have been an interception.
Wilson drops it off to Luke Wilson, and he got maybe half a yard as Awuzie was there for Dallas, and back to the interception.
Yeah, you go back and you take a look, and Bryant's here. He's going to come across, and you're going to see what Dak Prescott sees. It's zone coverage, so he sits it down, and he was not on the move at a speed that should have thrown Dak Prescott off. So he sat it down, as he should, against zone. You don't want to run out of an open zone area, and it was just an errant throw by Prescott.
2nd down and 9 for Seattle. Blitz. Pass is low and incomplete for Davis. 2.5 to go, 3rd quarter, 3rd down and 9. Another 3rd and long for the Seahawks, who are 1 for 7 on 3rd down.
If the Seahawks win this game, unless it improves dramatically in the 4th quarter, this will be the worst offensive performance I've ever seen for a team that won a football game.
Extra men on the rush, 3rd down and 9. Wilson in trouble. Out to his right. Russell Wilson out of bounds. Will they give him the 1st down? And they will. That is just Russell Wilson doing it alone. And Sean Lee was on the boundary. A 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
Great job. That's the X factor for Russell Wilson. And they want to try to keep him in the pocket. Nobody's spying on him. I talked about it early in the game. 4-man rush, have linebackers with eyes on Wilson, and you start to get away from that, and he made you pay.
Wilson now can't find anywhere to go with it, so he pulls it down. And picks up 3 to the 35. Malik Collins there for Dallas. And at this point for Seattle offensively, as you look at that 10-yard run by Russell Wilson, if he doesn't get it done, for the most part, it's not getting done for Seattle.
Well, you're right. You know, for a long time now, for 2 years, that he does it all. I mean, you don't have to know a lot about football to watch Seattle and say it's the play is Russell Wilson run around and either scramble and keep it or throw it down the field.
Almost a missed exchange, and Wilson with a big hit on Mike Davis. No gain, and another 3rd down coming up. Another 3rd and long. defense is giving this offense every chance to stay in this game. No extra men on the rush. Pass is caught for a first down inside Dallas territory. Doug Baldwin with a catch. And on 3rd and 7, a completion of 20.
And I think Jermaine Ifedi believes he got away with one. When this play, I thought they were going to call a hold on him. It looked pretty clear to me against Taco Charlton right at the end of this play, right there. And he turns around at the end. You know, the official was there and no flag. And even Ifedi turns around and he was, I think, a little surprised.
By the way, Mike Pereira is nodding in agreement with you. He thought that should have been holding. 20-yard completion, though. Seattle in business. Wilson drops it off to Luke Wilson, and he's down inside the 40. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. 2nd and short when we come back. To the 4th we go. Seahawks up 2, back after this from your local Fox station.
You're actually right next door to your friend.
Correction, best friend. Let's go.
Are you taking all your tiny shampoos?
I'm like a bird, I only fly away.
You look rough, bro.
State Farm knows it's more than a house. It's home. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Play something relaxing.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Are you ready to take one of these seats? The 4 Battle for Stardom premieres January 4th on Fox.
This time of year is all about family.
And we'd like you to be a part of ours.
So our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, and not a cent more.
We're so happy to share this with you.
It's our way of saying happy holidays.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000.
See your select Kentuckiana dealers.
You know that GX is both of ours, right?
Don't listen to him.
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2018 ES350 for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
As we go up here with the Skycam, you can see upwards.
Reports of explosions, flames, and heavy smoke pouring from a car.
A multi-million-dollar New Albany apartment. The tractor trailer hauling glue overturned.
See across the NFL this season, on the top of the Fox box, the fewest yards in a win, 153 for Chicago when they beat Carolina week 7. Right now, 101 total yards, but their most important drive ongoing here, 2nd and 2, as they lead by 2. Start of the 4th. They hand off to Rawls. Rawls breaks loose. Down inside the 25. Heath on the tackle, and that has to feel good for running back Thomas Rawls, a 15-yard carry.
They bring pressure off the slot, so when you have that as an offense, if you can break the line of scrimmage, you see the hole that's there. Just nobody's in a position to make a play. Your man coverage across the board, you got backs to the running back. If you can get a hole, which Seattle, probably the best hole they've had all day to run through.
Handoff here to Rawls, and he's wrapped up by Crawford. No gain.
Well, the big difference, as everyone knows, in this game has been the turnovers by the Cowboys offensively, and that's something that Seattle, even though yards have been hard to come by, they've protected the football, and this is a defense that preaches takeaways and came into the season with a goal of 40. I don't know where that goal came from. No one's gotten 40 takeaways in a season in quite some time. But with that being said, they could sure use one right here.
Handoff is to Lockett. He gets a face mask and then another flag along the sideline. Both flags are against Dallas. Here's the first face mask against Awuzie. And then on the tackle, Byron Jones gets the face mask. It's a daily double against this Dallas defense.
Saying 30 yards?
Am I? No. I know better.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 23. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Well, they threw 2 flags, and they called the wrong number, and they ignored the second face mask. But either way,
yeah, the result's the same.
It was against Awuzie, and it takes the ball to the 10, where it sets up first and goal.
Well, we'll see if Dallas will be able to do what Seattle has done so well, and that is deny Russell Wilson in this offense a touchdown.
Hand off to Rawls. Lee on the tackle. Rawls near the 6. Talk about cause and effect. Turnovers that have led to touchdowns. Maxwell with a punch out led to this by Jimmy Graham. Prescott threw a pick 6 to Justin Coleman. And then with Dallas on the move, the pass behind Dez Bryant, intercepted by Wright. Play action from Wilson, end zone, flag, pass, incomplete. Baldwin didn't secure the catch, but a flag in the end zone, and it's against Dallas for pass interference.
Well, let's take a look at this. This will be interesting. Yeah, I thought in real time, I thought maybe Baldwin had pushed, but Awuzie, who really has played pretty well for them since coming off the injury, he tackles
defense, number 27. The foul curtain in the end zone. Place the ball at the 1-yard line. Automatic, first down.
It's the second time the secondary's had a pass interference called against him in the end zone.
Yeah, Awuzie, he gives him a bear hug.
Call the wrong number again. That was Awuzie, as you said. Now first and goal from the 1. Rawls is dumped in the backfield. Play is made by Dayton Jones as Rawls and Russell Wilson collided.
Yeah, and Dayton Jones, he goes right past Justin Britt at center. You see the push right there, and they run into each other because Wilson is expecting Rawls to keep it play side, but because Dayton Jones gets up the field, Rawls is trying to cut back to avoid the tackle, and they collide and just no chance. But that was all Dayton Jones.
Second and goal. Wilson, end zone, pass is caught by Baldwin for the touchdown. And Russell Wilson has his second of the day and 32nd of the year. And at the moment, the lead is 8 with the extra point to come.
This is an unbelievable route by Doug Baldwin. As you see him come off the ball, I mean, he just makes Awuzie completely whiff. And that's what a veteran receiver will do to a corner. A young, inexperienced corner. That was stealing right there.
Over the last 3 years, Doug Baldwin is number 3 in the league with his 27 touchdown catches now. Behind Antonio Brown and DeAndre Hopkins. This is a big one. Makes it a 2-score game on America's Game of the Week. The lead is 9 as Baldwin takes it in.
must be precious cargo.
Just government secrets.
From Steven Spielberg.
What's next?
Based on the untold true story.
If we publish, we could all go to prison.
The greatest cover-up in U.S. history.
How could you just lie to us all?
Meryl Streep.
You can't do this.
I'm not asking your permission.
Tom Hanks.
If we don't publish, we will lose. The country will lose.
The Post.
What are you so happy about?
I always wanted to be part of a small rebellion.
Rated PG-13.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like pre-shaken sodas, having their seat kicked on an airplane, being rammed by a shopping cart, sitting in gum, and walking into a glass door. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV and for a limited time get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It would be great if human beings were great at being human. And if all of mankind were made up of kind women and kind men. It would be spectacular if the golden rule was golden to every man. And the good things that we ever did was everything that we can.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
Larry Fitzgerald, it's a timeout. Why are you here?
I'm getting my kids dinosaur vitamins. Oh, don't worry. Now I can pay really fast with the tap of my Visa.
Whoa.
Love the speed, love the vitamins, but timeout's almost over.
You have places to be, we help you get there faster.
What we're gonna have you do is each have a bite of 2 different burgers. One is flame grilled, the other one is fried on the flat top.
Definitely flame grilled.
Yeah. So much better.
What you're saying is that we should destroy this flat top.
Flat top is my enemy.
Get 2 flame grilled Whopper sandwiches for just $6, only at Burger King.
The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl on FS1.
Today's game is sponsored by DirecTV and by Burger King. Try the 2 for $6 Whopper sandwich deal today, only at Burger King.
Doug Baldwin with his 42nd touchdown reception in his Seahawks career. That's 3rd most in franchise history. And the Pro Bowler from a year ago had that big season, got the contract, scores a large touchdown here in the 4th quarter to make it a 9-point game. Just under 12 to go. Loser is out of the playoff picture. And Dak Prescott, who has struggled at times, been hit a lot at times today, gonna have to go back to work. 2 great bowl games coming your way this week, starting Wednesday on Fox as Arizona takes on Purdue. Then Washington State and Michigan State square off in the Holiday Bowl Thursday on FS1. From the 25. Three tight ends for Dallas.
One-on-one at the bottom.
Pass is forced into Witten, and the catch is made at the 31. I mean, even in these one-on-ones, they don't even look the direction of Dez Bryant. We see his day. Early, he was really frustrated. He made the catch, his first of the game, and then Byron Maxwell punched it out. He had a couple of passes go off his hands. The latest went for an interception by KJ Wright. Did have one big catch along the sideline. His biggest impact on the game last time the Cowboys had it. Prescott, good protection, first down on a catch by Witten.
We talk about Dez, Joe, and coming into this game, he was the 11th most targeted player in all of football. And yet he was 22nd in receptions, and that's just not a success rate that you should have when you're talking about your #1 wide receiver. They're converting 53% of the targets into completions, and it's not all Dez Bryant. I mean, we've seen some errant throws, but that connection, regardless of what it is, it has to be better.
Hand off to Elliott on first down, and Ezekiel Elliott picks up 5. Let's go to Kurt with a game break.
Well, if you had any question about Jimmy Garoppolo, I think they may have been answered. Check out this throw on the run. He's got 2 touchdown passes 1 rushing as well. The 49ers have put up 37 points on the #1 defense in the league. That's the most Jacksonville has allowed all season, and there's still 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Joe, Troy, Aaron,
Break them up. 4 in a row for the 49ers. Prescott dances through trouble and no catch. Good hit. KJ Wright with the hit on Zeke Elliott. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
That's a big time hit by KJ Wright, and once again Dak Prescott, he's shaking it off. He takes a hit at the end of that, and Ezekiel Elliott, he goes to the ground also. Tell you, that Garoppolo though, Joe, I will tell you, as you see the hit that Prescott took at the end of that play, I know how much Bill Belichick thought of Garoppolo, and the fact that they even let him out of the building was a surprise to me, but it sure looks like the 49ers have got their franchise quarterback.
3rd down and 5. Prescott out on the edge, passes caught. Smith's got a 1st down after breaking a tackle. And a big play by the 2nd-year pro from Ohio State. Good for 10.
Really good play at the end of this, and Justin Coleman, he comes up and just tries to shoulder tackle him, and Smith picking up the 1st down.
He is a big-bodied back at 6'3", 235. Prescott down the sideline. Pass is flags on the play. Pass is incomplete. Noah Brown is the target. Pass interference, Seattle.
Pass interference. Defense, number 41. Ball replaces by the foul. Automatic. 1st down.
Byron Maxwell guilty of the pass interference.
Well, Noah Brown, Mike Pereira and I were just talking about it at a commercial break and how hard it is to play defensive back in this league, and covering elite athletes down the field at those speeds and trying to play the ball. And
that was a 29-yard penalty. Here's Elliott. Cuts up field and takes it down inside the 15-yard line.
But Noah Brown, he's had a few opportunities, and he's a big guy, and they like to use him in the package where he'll be used more as a blocker. But today he's gotten some more throws in his direction, and he's able to pick up the big pass interference penalty.
It was a 29-yard penalty. Now 2nd and 6. Prescott, pass is caught. That's Bryant. Short gain, 3rd down coming up. Maxwell on the quick tackle, just a gain of 3, so 3rd and 3. Maxwell has to check out. No Sherman, no Chancellor. They brought Maxwell back. Now he's on the sideline. 3rd and 3. Prescott, Witten. 1st and goal.
Well, old reliable Jason Witten, when you need a play in a critical situation, you know, who else do you look for? And he's done this time after time and comes up with a big play, and it's a big 1st down.
Career catch number 1,148. Number 2 all time in NFL history for a tight end. The crowd wants Zeke. Prescott keeps. He's down to the 2. Second and goal.
They run a lot of these run pass options down in this situation, and Beasley, he's got a chance. If Prescott had elected to work his way, he starts to, and then gets a little pressure from KJ Wright. Yeah, but he gets punished once again at the end of that run.
Maxwell back out there at the top of the screen. Crowd wants Elliott. They won't get it here, at least at the start. Prescott in trouble. Flag is thrown, and this ball's out of the back of the end zone. Lyle Collins was blocking Bennett, and the flag is thrown in that spot, and it's a hold against Dallas. This is a big call.
Huge call.
Holding. Offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So they get Witten. Lyle Collins was out there with Bennett. Let's take another look and watch for number 82.
Well, they keep Witten in. They're gonna move the pocket. They keep him in to help in protection, and you know, there's not much there. But I think Joe, the crowd's chanting Zeke, and a lot of people are going to question those two calls. Now, Dak Prescott had the chance to hand it off. It was a run-pass option on first down. But to be inside the 5, the 2-yard line, 3-yard line, and not give the ball to Zeke on first and second down, that's going to be questioned.
Prescott's in trouble again and sacked. Frank Clark. And a complete collapse to this point by this Dallas offense. Had a 1st and goal, and Scott Linehan can't come up with the right play.
I think they missed Tyron Smith. Here he is right here, 75, Byron Bell and Frank Clark. He leads the team in sacks. And this drive, they pick up the big first down to Jason Witten, and they've been going backwards ever since.
1st and goal at the 3, 2nd and goal at the 2. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 23. Prescott underneath, that's going nowhere. That's about as poorly done by this Dallas offense as you'll see. A 7-yard throw to Jason Witten, and down by 9, they're going to have to settle for another field goal try.
We've seen this teams, we've seen the Cowboys in previous games where they run the run-pass option, and Dak Prescott has the option to either hand it off or throw it. Well, if you don't want him to be able to throw it, then don't give the run-pass option. And so you get down there on the 3-yard line and don't get much out of it. And yeah, a lot of people scratching their head, including myself.
And now a missed field goal on top of it. This stays a 9-point game as a 34-yarder is missed by Bailey, and time is running out on Jason Garrett's Cowboys.
Honey, can we do this tomorrow?
Can we do this tomorrow?
If you have heart failure symptoms, your risk of hospitalization could increase, making tomorrow uncertain. But Entresto is a medicine that was proven in the largest heart failure study ever to help more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
When can you do this again, Grandpa?
Well, how about tomorrow?
Ask your doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
Guess what I just got? Hello, guys. That's a big phone.
In your arms. You built the flame that warms my heart, but your lying and cheating has torn us apart.
Get up to $400 toward a Galaxy Note 8 or S8 with qualifying trade-in, only on Samsung.com.
There's a reason the holidays bring us together. Why the best gifts are delivered in threes. And cold weather can't stop us from heating up. There's a reason a last-second surprise is something we never forget. And why it feels like Christmas morning 5 times in one day.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
$50 gift card for them, $10 bonus card for you. Only at Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Well, all the air is out of this stadium after a 12-play drive that covered 59 yards, almost 6.5 minutes off the clock. They get no points at a 1st and goal at the 3, 2nd and goal at the 2. And then Bailey misses a 34-yard try. Seattle in great position for a road win and life here at the end of the year. Handoff is to Davis, and a flag is thrown on this first play. This game is far from over, by the way.
Holding. Offense. Number 68. 10-yard penalty. First down.
5.5 minutes left, 3 timeouts now. Let's go back on third down, as you said. Cowboys go to Mr. Reliable Jason Witten to set it up. Then on first and goal from the 3. Dak keeps. An iffy hold call. And then the sack. Handoff is to Davis. Jalen Smith on the tackle, gain of 4. Relive one of the best pay-per-views of the year. The special presentation of UFC 218 tonight at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on FS1.
We'll see what Seattle decides to do here on 2nd and long. They've really not shown much of an ability to overcome a holding penalty on first down. And here they are at 2nd and 16. And you know, do you start forcing the Cowboys to burn timeouts, to keep the clock running, keep it on the ground?
Just got it away. Wilson finds Lockett, and Lockett is forced out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, and Pete Carroll saying, give us forward progress, keep him in bounds and the clock running, but he doesn't get his wish. Gain of 7, 3rd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, and Lockett, he was smart. He was trying. He certainly knew the situation, and my guess is Russell Wilson told him in the huddle. Pete's not happy about it. I guarantee you, Russell Wilson told everybody in the huddle, hey, catch this ball, you know, do everything you can to stay in play.
Third down and 9. Wilson, pass is caught. Depends on the spot. Richardson made the grab.
The spot looks like they're going to get it.
And a big first down for the Seattle Seahawks, a gain of 10.
That really is a great job by Seattle overcoming the first down hold to be 1st and 20. And 2 completions, and they keep this drive going.
Good strong catch by Richardson. Survived the hit from Xavier Woods. And a timeout is taken here to stop the clock with 3:47 remaining. Yep. And I guess Jason Garrett threw the challenge flag.
The spot on the field.
He's challenging the spot. And it certainly looks like, according to that yellow line, they spotted it correctly and should be a first down.
Yeah, now this, you know, a defense that had struggled, you know, during that 3-game losing streak and has played so well here over the last 3 games that they've won, they've got to be able to come up with a stop. And yeah, Mike Pereira agrees that it was a good spot. Looks like it will be held up. But to get this Seattle offense that has really struggled at 1st and 20 and not being able to make a key stop, I mean, that's tough.
Take a look one more time at the catch. I would imagine, obviously there's a bobble, but he gains control of the ball. It looked like his forward progress was good for a first down. Guarantee you Jason Garrett's thinking, why not? I'm going to take a timeout anyway. It's worth hoping for a reversal. Here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Dallas will be charged a timeout. They have 1 challenge remaining.
It's the biggest first down of the game to this point. A 10-yard completion to number 10. Cowboys with 2 timeouts.
Oh, 5-4. Outside.
Hand off to Davis, lost yards. Sean Lee was back there for Dallas. Timeout taken by the Cowboys. They have 1 left. 2nd and long when we come back.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
This Christmas, one movie has it all.
You better be ready. Oh!
I like it.
Looks good. I'll just cut right to the chase. It's pretty awesome.
Father Figures, rated R.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. 0 calories, max Pepsi taste.
Let's get the one with the candy cane.
Well, you know, the wrapping paper doesn't make the holidays. It's what's inside that counts.
It's a phone for Mom.
Okay, well, it's also what's inside the phone that counts, too.
Circuits?
No, the network.
So the network is inside the phone?
Well, no, the network's around the phone. And Verizon is the most rewarded network ever. That's why more people count on it. There you go.
A gift is only as good as the network it's on. So give any Google Pixel 2 and get $300 off with no trade-in required.
This is Google Home Mini. It helps you control stuff that streams on your TV, but with your voice. Because remotes are always disappearing or dying or... Instead, when you want to watch that show everyone's talking about, you can say, "Hey Google, play Master of None." Pretty cool, right? It can turn it up, turn it down, turn it off, even pause. And when you catch your husband watching Game of Thrones without you, "Hey Google, start over." It can do that too. Google Home and Google Home Mini, now starting at $29.
And in the shotgun, Steelers trailing by 3. He's back. The pass is in. On goal, touchdown! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Let's go!
2nd down and 12 for Seattle. Leading by 9 and needing a win to have hope next week. Seattle wins here today. They will have a home game against Arizona. They'll have to win that and then hope for an Atlanta loss. They play at home against Carolina. Here's a keeper by Wilson, and he takes a seat. Timeout taken by Dallas. And now Dallas is out of timeouts. In a 9-point game, 3.5 to go, and a 3rd down and 13 coming up. And we'll welcome you back inside the booth. I'm Joe Buck with the Hall of Famer, and you said it right when it happened. We know the media well enough, we know talk radio well enough, that the questions after this game for Dallas going to be, how'd you have 1st and goal at the 3, 2nd and goal at the 2, and not have Ezekiel Elliott touch the ball?
Well, it's a fair question. I was talking to Pete Carroll before the game, and we were discussing the differences of when I played versus today. And I said the biggest difference I see is when you get down near the goal line, 1st and goal, and 2-yard line, 1-yard line. You see teams in shotgun formation, and then we see it unfold before our very eyes when you've got Ezekiel Elliott, who's missed 6 games, and he's now playing, and you don't give him the ball in a critical situation. It's hard to justify.
Mike Davis loses more yardage on that carry. It's 4th down. But it's a 2-score game. And Scott Linehan, who we've praised in years past for the job he obviously did with Dak Prescott, getting him ready for last year, integrating Ezekiel Elliott into this offense, and he was the rushing champion. So many good things, but questions are headed his way after this game. Switzer waits for the punt from Ryan.
First charge timeout. Seattle.
Before the play clock expired. Timeout Seattle. They have 2 left. Early game headlines from around week 16. Saints and Panthers each clinch a spot in the upcoming playoffs. The Chiefs clinch the AFC West. Alex Smith was impressive in the Chiefs win. Todd Gurley doing more of what he did against Seattle last week, and the Rams have their first divisional title since 2003. The first time as the LA Rams since 1985. Knuckling punt. Switzer gets hit immediately, and a flag is thrown lane downfield. Switzer somehow able to hang on. And it was a helmet-to-helmet collision.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 20 on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
This is a Seattle team that had a tough time last week corralling Pharaoh Cooper, the punt returner for the LA Rams. And, well, they've been better covering punts today. Lane gets the flag and 15 yards. The ball's out at the 39. Prescott to Elliott, not there. KJ Wright bearing down on Ezekiel Elliott. He's had a 97-yard day, by the way, on the ground on 24 carries.
Yeah, 50 of those yards were in the first quarter. But we'll see. I mean, this game's not over, but they've got to get going, and a lot of times the defense they're playing a different style now than they played during the game, trying to protect the big plays.
Here's one off the right hand of Cole Beasley, incomplete. And Dak Prescott, any way you cut it, really has not had a very good game here against the Seattle Seahawks.
No, he has not. And those last 2 throws are pretty indicative of the day that he's had. When you've got Ezekiel Elliott checking out of the backfield and you can't complete the ball, and you have a shot to Cole Beasley as well on second down. And these underneath throws are there because, like I said, Seattle just guarding against the big play. They'll give you the underneath things, tackle you, and keep the clock running.
Under 2.5 to go. Prescott flushed out to his right, finds a receiver, Elliott, on the sideline. He's going to be short of first down yardage by a couple of yards. And it'll be 4th down. And out of bounds with 2:21 left. Be 4th down and 1. On 4th down, pass is caught by Beasley to keep hope alive for Dallas. A 6-yard gain.
Well, good route by Beasley, and then it's just a foot race between him and Justin Coleman. And like I said, I mean, they're going to give up those as long as time continues to run.
And time has continued to run down to 2 minutes left. 2-minute warning here in Arlington. Cowboys have the ball. Seattle has the lead.
My head is filled with ruins. Most of them I built with you. On my way to something more. You're that one I can't ignore. I'm gonna miss you is never a waste of time.
Our members shop a little differently, so we reward every purchase.
Let's see what Kate sent. For you, for all of us. That's for me.
Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
Don't come in, I'm wrapping your present.
The moment you realize you aren't the most original gift giver.
At Lowe's, we can help you pick out the perfect gift that your family is sure to love.
Get a DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill for only $99 at Lowe's.
Comment allez-vous appeler votre nouvelle bière? Je sais pas. Et comment est-ce que vous allez l'appeler?
Stella. Named after a star, crafted to celebrate an unforgettable holiday. Both one to remember.
You said a man's behind this. What does he want with my son?
Nothing hurts like the truth.
The X-Files premieres January 3rd on Fox.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football scores.
As the graphic at the bottom says, loser of this game eliminated from the playoff picture. First down for Dallas at the Seattle 46. Prescott spins into a sack for Bennett. A loss of 6 on the play.
They run a twist here, the Seattle Seahawks do, and Bennett, he comes around and he finishes Dak Prescott off. They have been back there an awful lot in this game, putting hits on him.
Pass to Witten up to the 40. It'll be 3rd down, but the clock continues to wind with under a minute and a half to go, a gain of 11. They marked him at the 41, may have flipped a little bit of forward progress. Here's a first down for Dallas as Elliott takes it to the 35. Gain of 7.
They'll get up and clock it.
And a flag is thrown. It's against Seattle.
They're bringing Dan Bailey out onto the field now. At some point, you know, down 9 points, they got to get a touchdown. They need a field goal, and yet they need time to be able to do both. So, see what this penalty is.
The initial indication was offside defense.
Offside defense, number 72. He never got onside. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that's Bennett coming off the sack, and Bailey is out there. Remember, the last time he was out there, he missed from 34. He's been one of the most accurate kickers in the history of the NFL. He's banked in a 51-yarder in this game, and that 34-yard miss was huge.
He banked the one, he barely fit the other one through the left upright, and then of course the miss, and see whether or not it gives him another chance.
48-yard try to make it a 1-score game. And good. No good, wide to the right. And this has been a nightmare day for Jason Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys here in a game at home they had to win.
Pretty amazing. The most consistent player on this team for many years, and he has just been off all day.
He had the groin injury earlier in the day. He missed 4 games earlier in the year, rather, and Jerry Jones has seen enough. So he missed 4 games earlier in the year with a groin injury, and since he's come back, he just has not looked the same. And a big win here on the road for Pete Carroll. There's life for the Seahawks. They'll go home and take on Arizona. They'll need to win and hope for a Falcons loss at home to Carolina.
Well, it's a big win. I know in visiting with Pete Carroll, he said this is a big game, and not just because we want to keep our playoff hopes alive. He says we have a lot to play for, and this is a team of champions. They've been in the postseason. They've won in the postseason. They've won a world championship under Pete Carroll, and you know, they stay alive And I'm not surprised. As ugly as last week was, Pete Carroll said it was dismal, that performance against the Rams. To come in here against a charged-up Cowboys team with Ezekiel Elliott's return, it's a big win.
Here's what it comes down to for Pete Carroll's crew as they try to make it 6 straight years in the playoffs. They'll make it if they win next week against Arizona and they get an Atlanta loss to the Panthers. The numbers, which we'll tell you on the other side of the break, pretty shocking for the Seahawks in this win. A big one on the road over Dallas.
I'd settle for one flight without any fighting or fake emotional support animals.
This duck is broken. LA to Vegas premieres January 2nd on Fox.
Chicken slow smoked for 4 hours. Brisket smoked for at least 13 hours. Tender smoked pork belly. This doesn't make sense coming from a fast food place. But this is Arby's. We don't make sense. We make sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Lease the Rogue family for $159 per month or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models. See Star Wars The Last Jedi now playing.
Get the fast break on hoops and other big stories. Put the WDRB sports team into your starting lineup. Primetime sports. Big league coverage.
Play of the day is brought to you by Amazon Echo. There were quite a few by the Seattle defense. The takeaways were big, and, well, none bigger than the Justin Coleman pick 6. Look at this graphic that we're about to show you as Coleman disappears into the kennel. The Seattle Seahawks are the first team since 1966, the Eagles, to win a game with more penalty yards than total yards. They had 136 total yards in the game. They get a huge win on the road. Take a break. The OT presented by Lowe's coming up after this.
Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your love to me. There's so much that we need to share. So send us word and show that you care. Give a little bit of my love to you.
You need to buy a car, and you want to get an excellent price. You'd think with all these options, it'd be easy. But with terms like MSRP, invoice, list price, things get confusing pretty fast. You just want to get a real price, and that's where TrueCar comes in. Only with TrueCar can you see what other people paid for the car you want. And you can connect with certified dealers who offer prices based on this same information. None of those other sites do that. From end to end, TrueCar is your only one-stop solution.
How do you chase what you love with moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis? Do what I did. Ask your doctor about Humira. It's proven to help relieve pain and protect joints from further irreversible damage in many adults. Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Humira has been clinically studied for over 20 years.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB. Hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ready for a new chapter? Talk to your rheumatologist about Humira. This is Humira at Work.
Wednesday on Fox.
Arizona, Purdue in the Foster Farms Bowl. Then Thursday, Washington State, Michigan State in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. College football on Fox and FS1.
Welcome to the 4, y'all.
Hands in the crowd. 4 of the best. Battle for stardom. Each week, new hopefuls will challenge our 4.
Are you ready to take one of these seats?
The 4, Battle for Stardom, premieres January 4th on Fox.
Hello?
Mulder, where have you been?
Was out squatching.
I stumbled on the conspiracy to end all conspiracies.
It's a little late for that. This is evidence of a parallel universe.
Wait, what?
They know that I know.
The truth lies in the X-Files.
The X-Files premieres Wednesday, January 3rd.
You and I are going to get back to our bread and butter.
On Fox.
Me, dashing through the snow. Todd Gurley had a big day. All the fields will go, including Carolina, Tampa Bay. Playoff bells will ring. Casey's spirits bright. The Jags are division kings, and Christmas Eve tonight. Oh, jingle bells, the Browns still smell. The Saints could go all the way. Time for the OT post-game show that Lowe's presents today. Hey!
The OT is presented by Lowe's.
If you're not in the holiday spirit after hearing that, I don't know what will get you into it. I had a dog.
They're good.
I was just so happy I read it. I was able to read it. That was perfect, guys. As we welcome you to the OT presented by Lowe's. Other teams celebrating because they are in the playoffs right now. Some teams, like the Seattle Seahawks, celebrating because they still have hope alive. But what about San Francisco? Terry.
Jimmy Garoppolo stepping up. George Kittle there, 8-yard touchdown. Most points all year scored against Jacksonville, 44-33 on top of the 49ers on top of Jacksonville. And then the Falcons and the Saints, this ball pops up. Marshawn Lattimore, the rookie out of Ohio State, #1 pick, lands on his back. He doesn't get the ball, gets control, interception, and then back comes Mark Ingram, 26-yard touchdown. Saints clinch a playoff berth, 23-13 on top of the Atlanta Falcons. Rams, Titans, Jared Goff, 4 touchdown passes on the day. We saw a lot of this to Gurley. Todd Gurley on screen. Screen passes were great. Great against the blitzes, great against the zones. 80-yard touchdown, 27-23, Kurt. Rams, congratulations on top of Tennessee Titans. Been a while. Tampa Bay Bucks, Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton fumbles the snap while in the shotgun, picks it up, goes in from 2 yards out. Look, ball's out. This could have been costly because at the time, the Buccaneers were winning this football game, but that won it for Carolina. 22-19 on top of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Lions fighting to get into the playoffs. Bengals eliminated. It is the Bengals. Giovanni Bernard bouncing outside 12-yard touchdown. Lions eliminated from the playoffs, 26-17 Cincinnati. Bills, Patriots, Brady looking for you got it, Gronkowski, top left, throw it up there, big mitt, sticks out, grabs it, look at this, one hand, of course the gloves help, they're ticky-tacky, 17-yard touchdown. All New England, 37-16 on top. Moving right along. On top of what? Dolphins at the Chiefs. Alex Smith, quick post. The signature quick post, get it out quick. 29-13, Chiefs on top of Miami. And then the Chargers and the Jets, Melvin Gordon from 1 yard out. And the Los Angeles Chargers win over the Jets, 14-7.
All right, earlier today, the Redskins win. Cleveland at 0-15, but they did clinch the first pick in next year's draft.
There you go, baby.
Yeah. And the Cardinals get their first shutout since 1992 when they blanked the New York Giants. Today, 23-0.
We can't even win the first pick in the draft, my Giants.
All right, here are the headlines from the big day so far. Jacksonville, Kansas City, and the Rams all clinched their division titles. Carolina and the Saints clinched playoff berths, while you see those 4 teams there were eliminated from the playoff race. So here's up to the second look at how the playoff picture stands right now in the AFC. Things really stayed the way they were starting the day, while in the NFC, there's some shifting around going on a little bit. Right now, the Panthers and Falcons own the wild card spots. Seattle is the only team that's still alive based off their win against Dallas today. It's simple. Next week, if Atlanta beats Carolina, they get the wild card. If Atlanta loses and Seattle beats Arizona, Seattle gets in. If they both lose, Atlanta owns the tiebreaker, so Atlanta still holds that spot. But, Michael, Seattle, we were writing them off for dead the way they played last week against the Rams. Tough game today. Didn't do a lot offensively, but got the win and stayed alive in the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's wondering how they were going to respond today after taking that thrashing they took last week. And a lot of infighting. You had Bobby Wagner and Earl Thomas going at it. You didn't know how this team was going to come out. And defensively, they played extremely well. 4 sacks, pressure on the quarterback. And defense, they just were overwhelming against the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, he had some yards rushing the ball. He had 97 yards. But you just thought after giving up almost 200 yards last week to Todd Gurley that was going to be the bread and butter for the Cowboys. They gave them no room, 3 turnovers, and that's what did it for them with all the turnovers. They only had 136 yards of offense, and you beat the Cowboys in Dallas because the turnovers were the difference.
Well, and if you look at them, if they do happen to get into the playoffs next week, if all the scenarios that you just talked about happen, how are they going to win a game out there? I mean, offensively, they have to get this correct. They can't run the football. All that pressure is on Russell Wilson, and that's not a good thing. I know the defense is good. It looked a lot better with K.J. Wright and Bobby Wagner coming back, but still, going into the playoffs, you better be able to put the ball in the end zone.
Well, if they play the defense that we've seen, you've heard me say, great defense, okay, at least you can run the football, right? They can't run the football, Seattle. So now you expect Wilson. Everybody says, well, Wilson, he'll scramble around, he'll make big plays, and everything's good. But this passing offense for Seattle is not good enough to go past one round in the divisional playoffs. They've got to play better. In Dallas today, when you're when you're on the 3 and 1 yard line and you have Ezekiel Elliott back, and you heard Troy talk about this, and you don't run him with the football, then you got what you deserve today. You got a loss.
Yeah. Did they put too much on the expectation that once Ezekiel Elliott came back, Tony, that they'd be able to crank it up again? Because it didn't look like it today.
It didn't look like it. I mean, he did okay. He was averaging 4 yards a carry, almost had the 100 yards rushing. But I agree with you, Terry. I mean, really, I think when Dak Prescott drops back, who is he throwing to right now? And I think it's Dez Bryant. I mean, that alleviates a lot of pressure off that quarterback in that running game when you have that big play receiver, and he's just not getting that done anymore. I think next year they need to go out there and address that, maybe move him to a different role in that offense. He's no longer that big play receiver. Move him to something like Larry Fitzgerald playing that slot.
Well, Larry's in the slot, and Dez is the flanker. You could easily move Dez to the X or the split end and then bring in another wide receiver, or move Dez back to the slot. He's not elusive in the slot, but today they had no passing attack, none whatsoever.
And, I mean, when Tyron Smith is out, I mean, without him, you saw that Bell, who replaced him at left tackle, he was getting manhandled out there. And it's tough to have a passing game or a running game where you just can't protect your quarterback. You can't open up the holes that you're used to opening up. But I do agree, Dez Bryant isn't the guy that he used to be as far as the speed and the separation. He's still one of the best when you throw the ball out there as far as fighting for the ball. He gets his hands on it, he's going to catch it. But now those plays are few and far between with him.
They still have Whitnett tied in, but I still think they need it. They've got to get their offense explosive. We saw it last year, and I think somebody said today, with Ezekiel back, now you come in, and you hear us say this all the time in television, they'll stack the box. They'll come inside the tackles and stack it up. And when you do that, it opens up the passing lanes. Today, Seattle shut it all down. Nobody was open. They could not take the ball and throw it down the field. He didn't have time.
Yeah. Seattle looked motivated today.
All right, we want to welcome those who were watching Arizona manhandle the New York Giants to the OT presented by Lowe's. We're talking about Seattle staying alive in the playoff hunt, ending Dallas' season. Dallas, the #1 seed last year. They're eliminated from the playoffs already.
I'm not going to jump out of the seat because the Giants are losing. I'm used to it this season.
We're done talking about the Giants. We want to talk some more about Seattle and Dallas. We'll send it back to Big D, where Joe and Troy called the game and talked about it afterwards.
All right.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks get a huge win on the road here. They had more penalty yards against them in the game than they had total yards of offense, but they get the win. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. It's the first time in 51 years a team has been able to do that. The turnover is the big key, and that's really what won this game. The takeaways for the Seattle Seahawks. How do you like their chances going forward?
Well, I think that I don't know if they got enough offensively as far as going forward. When your quarterback is your leading rusher, you're not able to run the football, and you don't protect the passer better than they have, not just this game, but really any game this year. I don't know that it's going to matter a whole lot for Seattle if they win next week and are able to get into the postseason with an Atlanta loss. But with that being said, this is a huge win for them to have been beat the last 2 weeks the way that they had been, and it's a prideful team that's accomplished a lot. So it's almost fitting that they won the way they did defensively with the takeaways with no offense, because that's what this organization's been known for.
Meanwhile, as you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they were a 13-win team a year ago, and you can look at them now. I mean, they're at worst, they're a 500 club here in 2017. But when you say, hey, what's the difference? It's really hard to sustain an edge when your best player offensively, Ezekiel Elliott, is suspended for 6 games.
Yeah, and it carried on throughout the year. From the start of training camp, when was he going to be suspended? It continued until he actually served the 6-game suspension. I just think that, like a lot of years when it comes to the Cowboys, too much conversation about things that had nothing to do with what was happening on the football field. And eventually that catches up to you. Even with Ezekiel and a big return here today, they didn't play well, and that's the disappointing thing. When you don't play your best game in games that are the most important, those are ones that carry with you in the offseason.
Well, for Seattle, they get to head home. They have a home game against Arizona, as Troy said earlier, have to hope for an Atlanta loss, and they'd be in the postseason. They will head home happy on Christmas Eve as they win it here in Texas.
While Joe and Troy were talking, you were mentioning that you were actually surprised at how Dallas performed today.
Yeah, listen. They knew that while a small opportunity, a small chance to get into the playoffs, they knew they had to win out. And one of the things I always know, if you are a playoff caliber team, quality team, and Dallas is, we all said, well, Ezekiel's back. Don't forget, they've been running the football the last 2 games pretty doggone well. And the thing that's disappointing is that they get their star running back. They got Sean Lee back at linebacker, and yet they performed the way they performed today at home with playoffs. They still finished 10-6, get a break. Atlanta's got to play Carolina. Carolina beats Atlanta, and then they go on and beat Philadelphia. They're in the playoffs.
Well, you can't play the defense on this one. I mean, defense gave up the 1 touchdown to Jimmy Graham. That's okay. When you're in the defensive meeting, the coaches have these charts up there. 17 points or less is what you try to give up a game. Defensively, if you take out some of the other stuff, they did that. So defensively, I don't think that's what it is. But you need your best players to perform their best. And I know Dan Bailey's been having some injury problems, but he's a kicker who we're not used to seeing miss anything.
Right.
He's missing field goals. He's 2 field goals today. So I think when you're out there and you just see your best players and it's just not happening, it's very hard to overcome that. And it almost feels like this just isn't our year. And it just feels like that for the Cowboys. At least it looked like that today.
All right, so Dallas is done as far as the playoff race goes. Seattle's still alive. Their quarterback, Russell Wilson, speaks with Aaron Andrews on the other side. Plus, we'll talk about the rest of the National Football League and the presents that were opened up by some teams today, including the Los Angeles Rams, who win their division for the first time since 2003. And they're just one of 2 teams heading back to Los Angeles and celebrating on the plane.
Coming back from a big win at MetLife, our second one of the season. Man, it was a good win. I think we played good on all phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And most importantly, we keep ourselves in the playoff hunt.
Going back to LA with it. Got the MVP with me. Say no more. Yeah, Mount. Merry Christmas, man. Got my bet, man. Got my boy. Yeah, dog. You already know, man. What up, JG? What's good? What's good? NFC West champs, baby.
Good morning.
Don't come in. I'm wrapping your present.
The moment you realize you aren't the most original gift giver.
At Lowe's, we can help you pick out the perfect gift that your family is sure to love this Christmas. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Hurry into Lowe's and get a Cobalt 227-piece mechanics tool set for only $99.
If I can't have some fun with my passengers, why am I here?
To fly the plane. Go do that.
You want to do the honors, Alan?
Yeah.
No, you never touch this. This is Captain Dave time.
Do you know how many pilots I've turned?
Shut up, like who?
The drink carts aren't the only things that go both ways.
Passengers can now purchase in-flight flu shots.
LA to Vegas. Service begins January 2nd on Fox.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner.
Turn it off. Just turn the lights off.
Nissan Titan.
It sees what you can't.
Loaded with standard safety features. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Save up to $10,260 on Titan XD or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models. See Star Wars The Last Jedi now playing.
Merry Christmas from your friends at WDRB.
Being a location scout, my office is on my back. The less stuff I have to carry, the better. With Service Pro, I have one device that does everything. Technology has really changed how I do this job. On Pacific Rim Uprising, our characters are 250 feet tall. Where in the heck are you gonna land this big robot? I pulled up a satellite image, and there is like a giant bullseye. Robots here. I feel very proud of what I bring to the screen. I have the greatest job in the world.
The OT is presented by Lowe's.
Hey, wait, I got like 25 more of these.
That's good. You do? It's a takeoff on Love, actually. Steelers fans obviously upset about what happened last week. They play tomorrow against the, I was going to say the Houston Astros, the Houston Texans. Oh, yeah, you take a look here. I want to ask you, you think the Steelers can bounce back? They need to win this game because New England won today, Jacksonville lost. So if Pittsburgh loses somehow, then New England will wrap up home field.
Listen, I shot my mouth last week because I was speaking from my heart. I never in my wildest dreams would have think that Pittsburgh would have lost that game to New England at home. And I listened to Coach Tomlin say, we're going to play them twice. I still believe that they're going to play them twice. Based on what I saw today from the
New England?
Jaguars today, now I feel like Pittsburgh, with all that offensive power, and they will get Brown back, they are still to be reckoned with.
I'm not going to write off the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think for the Jacksonville's in uncharted territory as of late. I mean, it's a young team who finally had some success and clinched their playoff spot and probably said, hey, we're in the playoffs. We're going to take this trip out to the West Coast. Let's kind of enjoy ourselves. And before you know it, you're getting jollywop. So,
what's jollywop? Oh, hey, it's like Christmas time. Jollywop.
Jollywop. G term right there.
Jollywop.
They're out there sucking and jiving, as you would say, Tony.
And they're getting
jollywop.
But
yeah, so I think for them, they're kind of in uncharted territory, but maybe this is a wake-up call for them. But you all know, in the playoffs, it is so closely matched, and a lot of these young young team. Jacksonville has a great defense. They have a running game. They have a quarterback who doesn't make mistakes. They can beat anybody. But I don't think the Steelers are going to have any trouble turning it around from the loss that they suffered last week.
And one quick question, Tony, about Jacksonville. Yeah, they did go out there and lose today, and you talk about coming off a big win last week. You wonder if that had an impact. Also, right before that, they found out that Tennessee had lost, so they had already won the division before kickoff of this game. Can that have any emotional impact on a young team on the road?
I guess it can, the immature teams. And that's what I think you're going back to that, to the jolly whopping, that maybe they're just not ready for it yet. And I look at a guy like Blake Bortles, okay? He is the one who is going to drive this team in the playoffs, okay? I know they got that dynamic defense, but you saw what happened against a good quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. Offensively, they cannot turn the ball over. He had 3 interceptions, and it looked like the Blake Bortles of old. He's got to get back to doing what he's been doing these last 3 games if they want to have any type of success in the playoffs.
March him back down and make it a one score effort.
Extra point.
Exactly.
Yeah, their defense played the worst they've played all season. That was a defense that really looked good a couple of weeks ago against the Seattle Seahawks, who won today in Dallas to keep their playoff hopes alive afterwards. Even though their offense didn't do a whole lot, their quarterback, Russell Wilson, able to talk about the win with Aaron Andrews.
A lot of guys this week had said you were facing adversity that really this team had never faced before. What was different today for this group?
Well, I think we stayed the course. Yeah. You know, adversity is good. You know, you never find the good stuff if you don't go through the little adversity and stay the course, you know, and that's what we were able to do. We had a great week of practice this week. Guys were focused in. And everything else outside, you know, we just focus on us and what we need to do. It was a tough game today, and we continued to battle. Our defense played great. Offensively, we played great, made some huge touchdowns. Jimmy Graham once again, Doug Baldwin. There was some good stuff in there. And so it was exciting. It was exciting, and there's a lot to do. We still have one more game left, and we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward.
Huge win. You guys are still alive. That'll make Christmas a little sweeter, right?
All right. Merry Christmas to y'all. Yep. Yeah, go Hawks.
Yeah, there it is. All right, again, they need to beat Arizona and hope that Atlanta loses to Carolina next week in order to get to the playoffs. Several teams, though, already clinched a playoff berth, including the New Orleans Saints. They lead our sounds of the game from around the league with their quarterback talking to Pam Oliver.
All right, Drew, as you guys get in, you know, getting one step closer to your ultimate goal, where's your confidence?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that this win was all about the Who Dat Nation today. They made this happen. They came out in full force. It was an electric atmosphere. Listen, it was a great team victory all the way around. Defense played phenomenal against a very explosive offense. Offense, we did what we had to do. But listen, we're playing with a lot of confidence right now. We got to continue to get better, though, because we haven't achieved our ultimate goal. And it's just one step at a time, one step at a time.
Is there any extra motivation to win this one just in case it's Marvin Lewis's last game here at Paul Brown Stadium?
We don't think about that at all. One of the things that he brought up in the meeting was, why do we do what we do? Every single guy answered it, you know, why do we do what we do every single day? It's for each other, it's for this team, for this organization, just for everybody. You know, we just want to be able to do what we can to, you know, bring the city up together.
Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? No.
We're not done yet, though, you know, so we're not going to sit on this. We're going to move on. We're going to enjoy the holiday here, and then we're getting right back at it.
You're on the sideline watching that go-ahead drive. Can you tell me what's going through your head when you watch when the ball's in his hand?
Yeah, I've just seen it happen before when he takes a team down and scores, and this time was no different. And of course, he was the guy that put it in there.
Newsflash: we are not satisfied. Facts. All right. So I'll tell you what. We'll give you guys Victory Monday.
This is the 8th straight year that this organization has won 12 or more games. In your feeling, what does it say about the consistency of this organization to be able to accomplish something like that?
It's unbelievable. And if you think about it, I got here 8 years ago, so maybe that's the reason.
The biggest reason for this incredible turnaround.
Sean McVay.
When you find a way to come on the road, finish up your road record, 7-1, and win a division, there's only one thing you can say. One more.
I'll tell you, Jared Goff said it right. 31-year-old Sean McVay, first year as a head coach, turned this team around. They won the division already. 4-12 last year.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody's going to, all the general managers, if
Jay Glazer was right earlier on the pregame show when he said there could be 13 or 14 new coaches in the